You just fly through glass windows.
Well, okay, Eugene. Here's the problem I have with driving west or south or anywhere other than New York. I have no guarantee of when we get there we can actually steal a boat and then go to an island.
At least we'll be farther away. I mean,
yeah, but then we just
because we're going somewhere away from people doesn't mean there aren't going to be rats and deer and other scary shit.
No, the deer weren't that bad.
We only saw one, and if it didn't fall down those stairs...
We only saw one, and how common do you think deer are in eastern Pennsylvania? Rather common.
We shot like 3 of them, 2 of them.
They're the state animal.
Yeah, they are the state animal, the white-tailed deer.
The rats are much scarier, I'm sorry.
I'm going to put this right now. Most animals just run away from the scenario.
Yeah, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, that's why we run to upstate New York.
That's not a way.
Yes, it is. If we have to, we keep running north to Canada. The Great White North. And then we keep going until we reach the Arctic Circle. Then they'll freeze.
That's really dumb.
Is it any more dumb than you saying driving us to Miami than, stealing a boat to go to Jamaica or...
Yes!
Do you know how far it is to get to fucking Miami from here?
Just go live on Jamaica with all the fucking rich white people for the rest of our lives, huh?
Maybe. I don't know.
And the other plan is to drive west and then steal a boat to go to Hawaii.
Yes.
That is the best
plan.
That is directly away from all this stuff.
That is a 40-hour drive and then a God knows how long boat ride to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get on the Oregon Trail too, Eugene?
You want to ford a river or two?
We almost did.
We walked through it.
Yeah, isn't that fording?
Technically.
Technically, but... Shut up.
No, he's asking that in character.
I'm gonna ask, can we ford it?
Shut up. Point is, either we go somewhere relatively close, because otherwise I don't know how long the chaos is going to stay in this area.
Chaos is just going to get worse, and it's going to get
just
a lot
keep
faster.
spreading, Tony.
Which is why we go rural, off in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, where we get fucked up by the dogs and the rats and stuff.
Why would the dogs and rats go out there?
Following
because there's dogs and rats everywhere.
Woods.
Yeah.
The same reason the woods are going dead right now.
They're not going dead. The animals are fucking leaving.
Yeah, so we should go. Just pick a direction away from there and go.
Why does north not work then?
Because, come on, man, fuck, it's cold. We're gonna run out of food if we go north.
No.
There's Canada up there. Ain't gonna be supermarkets?
Are you saying there's no supermarkets in Canada?
No, I'm saying they're all closed down.
In Canada.
Their milk does come in bags.
See?
So you're trying to tell me that you don't want to go north because of the Canadians.
Okay, listen, don't rip on Canada. Canada's a pretty nice place.
Have you been there, Eugene?
Me? Yeah.
You have a passport.
I don't need a passport.
I'm pretty sure he's been there quite often.
Oh right, this is before.
We're under NAFTA right now.
This is before 9/11, so you don't need a passport to go to Canada.
Granny chuckles. Passport? Shit.
I need a passport to go to fucking Mexico, but that's just an entirely different reason.
That's different.
That's Mexico, though.
That's a border we care about guarding.
Honestly, I like Granny MacGannigan's plan. Old bootleggers cabin out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So if we're heading north, where will we be driving through?
I don't know, to Albany? Syracuse?
Probably more like Syracuse. We're probably going up to the fucking Finger Lakes, dude.
Dude, does it look like I fucking know New York geography?
No, it doesn't.
Well... Let me just get up my handy dandy map. Oh god, that's a small map.
Yeah, the
Like-
map doesn't include that far north.
Yeah, it was like a map of like 400 by 400, so I was like, I can't read that.
Zoom in.
Zoom in and
Zoom in
enhance.
hard.
Zoom enhance.
Like it's a fucking Esper machine.
Why can't it be?
So
Yeah,
we're going
let's
to
see.
so we're going to the Finger Lakes, Aaron, which is closer to Buffalo.
It's closer to Rochester. That's like Ithaca.
Whatever. We'll go. Whatever. We drive to one of these areas, and if the situation is bad, we keep driving.
The situation's going to be bad everywhere. Especially now that the news is
Do you
out.
think if it's bad, you can just drive through?
We're gonna
Well,
have to-
I
people
don't
too.
think.
In addition to the Zed.
here's the thing: if if we go north, the situation gets bad. What's to stop the situation getting just the exact same thing going any other way? That's what I'm getting at. There's nothing that says going south is going to be better than going north in this situation.
There's just more space to go south, is all.
Are you
Without
sure about that?
hopping a border up into, Canada.
You don't have to hop aboard. You just drive across.
It's a figure speech, Tony.
You don't think they're going to be watching that a bit tighter now? What with the news of this getting out?
They're Canadians. Just gotta say A a lot, and they'll believe you'll believe you're one.
Come on, dude, Tony, come on.
Wow.
Don't make fun of
Come on,
Canada.
Eugene. A,
Tony, come on. Tony,
A,
Tony.
seriously, you're embarrassing yourself.
A.
Tony.
Granny comes waddling back, like, out of the kitchen area. Damn, boy, you're making my boy stupid! Whap!
Didn't need any help with that, Granny.
Oh, come on, don't bait her. You're just gonna get hit again.
This is the best. This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
You know, considering everything you've been through, it probably is.
Oh, I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that. That little fight at the church. That was fun.
But,
Is it gonna rain? I hear thunder.
Oh, that's probably all the artillery shells firing down from the military.
Well, at least they're dealing with it, I guess, or trying to. Either way, if you guys are all for going south, I'll go south. But I'm with Granny MacGannigan on this one and saying going north. To the old hooch hut in the Catskills.
Granny yells back, doesn't bother me either way, I can just stay here and fucking defend my home. Like I've been doing all these years.
I think you'll do better than most people will, Granny.
Of course I will. If you say something stupid like that to me again, I will shoot you dead.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Granny.
Are you flirting with me? She like peeks her head like around the door.
No?
Cause
That's
boy,
too
you ain't
bad.
tough enough for me.
She'd probably break you in half.
Like a mischievous glint behind like the Hubble glasses.
Side note, I'm thinking that Pappy MacGannigan died in some kind of explosion. Whether it was a distillery explosion or something more exotic. He blew up.
Sure.
Sure, whatever.
That's the kind of life that MacGannigan's lived.
So, what do the three of you vote for?
That can end up being something that you discuss between sessions. You sort of hunker down and hammer down what it is, the steps that you're going to take here. As you get your shit and you flee town. For parts unknown.
Well, or parts known. One of the two.
Because otherwise, we're essentially at the end of the session at any rate.
Mm-hmm. I figured once we got here and it was 9:30, I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna end here.
Yeah.
rumble,
Shit.
rumble, rumble.
Yep, rumble, rumble, rumble.
Storms are brewing.
Alright, so that's another 4 sessions in the book. I wanted some time anyway at the end of session to go around as I did at the end of Chapter 4 so long ago, and we'll take each person in turn, and the first question that I would like to ask is, with these extra 4 sessions under your belt, what has been your most favorite part of the campaign thus far?
Well, for me, it is still the church, even though that happened in the first 4 sessions. That entire thing just sort of just said Tony is a badass, and then everything from then on was like Tony's been sort of coasting along on that badass streak, and people know like, oh, Tony, you can shoot a gun well, so they're like, don't fuck with him. But he's like, he hasn't done that much badassery since then.
I would say
he did just Trusty Tony someone. I don't know. That was cool. It wasn't fun though. Yeah, I still think it's the church for me. I'll stick with that answer.
the entire combined complex events.
I would pretty much agree with that, with the car bit with Tony and Summer Meadow being a close second.
What car bit? Oh, the escape from Summer Meadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the complex had a bit of everything. It had intrigue, it had social stuff, it had combat, it had heroics and giant fuck ups, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
I've got to say, when Potman manned up and saved 2 soldiers, I'm really enjoying the character development angle. And every time someone kind of pulls out something new for their character, I really enjoy those moments.
When did it?
All right. And then reflecting back, the next question I would ask then is, what has been the least enjoyable aspect of the campaign thus far for you?
Well, I think this might be a situation where I brought myself upon this thing. Like in the complex, I really didn't feel like there was anything that really resonated with Tony, I guess. Then again, I like to say the situation I brought myself on, I didn't do the special one-on-one session, so had I had that happen, there would probably been more, Tony would have cared more, I guess. Like throughout the entire complex, it was just him like, I just want to leave. Everyone else is like, I need to know more, and Tony's like, I just want to leave. So it was like the entire. So I guess what I'm saying is the complex really was, from these last 4 sessions, was probably like the thing that I liked the least. Not saying I didn't like it, I just said I liked it the least.
I'd like to pose a devil's advocate follow-up then to that. Like, if the entire purpose of that form was just to get out, like, what more purpose does any of the rest of it have right now?
Fuck if I know. What purpose has this had for Tony?
Because, I mean, the whole thing has basically just been us running away, so if...
Yeah.
Bravely running away.
So
Yes.
it's all just been, I don't really care, I just want to get out. Like, that's been the theme of the characters, because they're norms in a zombie apocalypse, like, day 0 type event.
I think by now we're not norms.
We're still norms.
Until supernatural things open up, I think we're normal.
Well, it's just because we were built around lower settings, whatever. Least favorite? Trudging through the forest, just taking turns doing a random roll, basically.
I actually really liked that.
I thought it was
with their
interesting.
skills. But I can see where that would be.
Well, when you build an urban character,
yeah, no, I got you.
yeah, there's nothing to do there.
Yeah, I definitely understand
Like
that.
Trusty Tony's not like Trusty Tony is a survival expert.
I built an urban socialite, basically. There's nothing to do in the woods.
Tony didn't have anything to do with it, just like, I'll roll it anyways. I
Yeah.
succeeded. Sometime.
You know who failed the worst in the woods, though?
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I think that the least engaging part, because there hasn't really been any specific thing that has like been actively detrimental to my enjoyment. Just things that have clicked less. would still be back towards the beginning when we were doing like random loot tables for houses and stuff.
You're dwelling on the past, man.
I would definitely sit on
I mean,
that.
that's I assume Grimace asking like all time. That's still definitely my least favorite thing about that this game has had. I really was not into that.
Combat heavy bits where it's I don't want to say it that way, but being a melee character, sometimes the really combat heavy bits get a bit slow and sloggy. But that's because, melee combat versus a bunch of ranged people with it.
If it's any consolation, the ranged combat can be very repetitive as well.
Yeah.
I aim.
This
I
isn't
shoot.
exactly a tactical game.
No,
Sure.
that's not the intention of the rule set.
Combat's not supposed to be fun.
Mm.
Where do you see this campaign going from here? Would you like it to stop? Because it certainly could be a stopping point right here.
Kate, I haven't found Knight's front door.
He has a reason to continue.
Yeah. No,
I laid that
definitely
groundwork, damn it.
I definitely like to see this go further places. Up to now, we've mostly been in like not exactly wilderness survival for most of it, but we've been totally outside of civilization. We kind of got a taste of like the intrigue, the socializing, and that sort of stuff in the military complex. But I don't know. I really like the idea of them ending up in some kind of like population of survivor refugees, having to go more into Fletch's wheelhouse with, urban exploration and intrigue. I think that'd be kind of neat.
Of course, at some point the zombies would come break down the door and we'd be forced to run again, but...
Duh. But until
Like,
then, they could, like, I don't know, establish some sort of minor criminal cartel. I don't know.
It would be the Woodbury portion of all flesh must be eaten.
Like they end up in the refugee slums of whatever city they end up getting to. Try and make a living for themselves, get in some trouble, and then bam, a few sessions later,
See,
there's an outbreak.
this is kind of something I'm worried about with our current situations, that if we are now out ahead of the outbreak, we could easily just drive as far away as possible and it won't catch us for months.
Well, with all that media attention, I think it's going to end up exploding just around the country. I don't mean the infection, I mean the situation.
Oh, I understand the chaos, but
Yeah. I'm actually
unless
fine
the
with...
infection spreads, people in California right now aren't going to freak out too badly.
I mean, okay, but yeah, you know how I said I really like the idea of playing up like the survivor interactions angle with the zombies being obviously still always a threat, but becoming more of like the backdrop on which other things happen. I definitely like the idea of like I'm down for like a couple weeks or months in game, including time skips, where the characters don't so much as lay eyes on a zombie, just dealing with other survivors. You know what I mean?
Dealing with decaying society as more and more people freak out, it's obvious the government can't control it.
Yeah,
or
society
the
feeling
stupidly
falling,
extreme measures.
society falling apart, resource crunch in refugee slums, people taking extreme actions, and then eventually the reminder that, oh yeah, and the zombies are still a threat.
All that suffering.
Yeah, it's... I'd be really excited to see that. And a lot of us have skill sets that would finally get to be shown off a lot more in that kind of environment.
Yeah, the whole, like, the collapse of society around us with zombies nipping at our heels. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it'd be really cool to be able to
zombies,
put...
like, it's a suspenseful thing, but if we go through a town of zombies, we're just gonna sneak around, shoot the ones we have to, sneak around. Like, we did that. We saw where that heads.
Yeah. So
But having a lot more living people to interact with around us, we've also seen what that can create.
I'd be very interested in seeing like more angles of this apocalypse.
Aaron needs to cover all the angles.
It's fun.
While I don't think this campaign has run its course, I do think that there is still. I also think that there's still room for, as Aaron likes to put it, angles.
Angles.
He basically covered a lot of what I thought, anyways. I mean, it's like I know Fletch has a reason to like want to continue. Fletch also has a reason to want to like go back into the zombie-infested area because that might be where that guy is.
Because
Oh, believe me, like,
that guy
he
needs
doesn't
to-
want to stick around for life. He wants to take care of shit and get the fuck out.
Because fuck
Just
that guy.
prove a point.
If nothing else, yeah, like, really, you're going to do that to us and get away with it, like, right under our nose? No.
Go there, break his legs irreparably, and just leave him for the zombies.
Leave him hanging from a fucking chandelier or something over a bunch of zombie heads and just walk out.
Not zombie head. Make it so they can still move a bit.
Well, you leave some heads down there and then make sure the door's open. Something that, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the rest of them get
Give
the
him
notice.
time to think about it and know what's about to happen. Dude, my character is cruel also.
Oh, that cruel and honorable with the do unto others bit.
Do unto others as they do.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
do
have
unto
to-
others before they can do unto you. Granny MacGannigan taught him that.
That's right, boy.
Chris, where do you see this campaign going moving forward?
I see us, honestly, probably taking a road trip involving a lot of, elements of a decaying society right after we do something horrible tonight.
Gotta find him first.
Yeah, I mean,
Or perhaps being taunted by Knight and Agent Douchebag.
we can't just pick a random direction and hope the night is that way.
Yes, we can.
We
No?
shouldn't just pick a random direction and hope that night is that way.
There we go.
What we would have to do
Let's
is
construct a
start
space helicopter.
looking towards the military places that have been overrun if we really want to find them.
I don't want to find them that bad, in or out of character.
To find information on where they're holing up.
I reiterate what I just said.
I think the blockade would be a good place to visit.
That's dumb.
Going a little far on that. I don't think we'd actively want to put ourselves right in the way of the military.
Yeah, there's zero chance of Potman doubling back on the distance they've already gotten.
But if it was going into Romero, though, to check one of those, well, a couple of those houses.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not saying that's the only option, but if we want to find where the military's holding up their little precious research team. But I definitely think investigating around here and even some of the other close by areas on our way around might not be such a bad idea. I'm not sure how much information I might be able to glean by calling the CDC and asking them what type of accommodations and stuff they might be doing, but
probably none.
hasn't that what it's been the whole time?
Not the first couple, not like the first 5 or so sessions.
Are you kidding? There were so many questions.
There was questions, but it was all action all the time.
It's
Actually,
just because
no.
we were thrown into the zombies. There's a lot of sneaking away from them too, and trying to avoid them.
So it's a drama piece.
It's a lot of things.
You're a thing.
That is fact.
This is true. He is in fact an object.
So we haven't seen that many NPCs. Whom among them has been your favorite?
Are we talking about favorite as an NPC or actually favorite?
Yeah, like favorite in terms of me liking them as a person or me liking them as a character.
You liking them as a character?
Love to
Okay,
hate. Agent Douchebag, favorite character.
I have to admit, it's Agent Douchebag too. That nasally voice.
Kind of
I liked
feel
Electro.
He didn't do anything.
He abandoned you, dude.
He did do it.
I'm
Like
saying
everyone.
I liked him as a character.
Yeah.
The dude clearly had his own motivations, was
I
willing
would-
to cooperate when they'd lined up with ours.
I would definitely
wasn't
point out
just
Knight
like
as well.
wasn't just like a brick wall of mystery. He had a nice amount of interaction, a nice balance of simplicity, and actually having things going on with him. For what was, I think, originally supposed to be a throwaway character, I liked how that specific character was handled. I also liked how the what's his face, the Marine Corps sniper, was handled.
Tom
Haiti guy?
Clady.
Bill Clady.
I like Clady.
Yeah,
As a character, I also really like Knight because he had a lot of personality to him.
He spoke Nazi.
He did.
yeah, that's
Fluently. Guaranteed.
He spoke. If that don't make him a Nazi, I don't know what does.
He has 6 points in language Nazi.
Language Nazi.
Yep.
Or 6 points in German with a specialty in Nazi.
Is that what they call it these days?
Yeah, but like, I don't. It's hard for me to say there are any characters that I like personally. Like, oh, that's a great character. I can really relate to them. Blah blah. Because I tend just to like NPC characters a lot that have a lot of depth to them,
Yeah, I got you.
regardless of whether they are good or evil.
It's more that I liked these characters for the amount and style of interaction they provided for the amount of screen time they had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Okay.
I actually really liked the generals.
Plural.
The idea that we all got a different view of them, but I personally liked the general that I had quite a lot.
I'm really questioning that whole "there's only one general" thing.
Aside from the physical description, though, the way that I don't know how much he was lying or not, since I never tried to discern any truth out of it, but he seemed sort of on our side-ish, more like on the people's side that he had at least said he wanted to.
You always like it when it's like sorta on our side-ish.
E?
She has
I
Stockholm
felt like I
syndrome.
could trust him a lot more than I could say Knight or, Agent Douchebag.
Stockholm syndrome.
But I personally,
Gonna lie, it might be the drugs talking.
yeah. Even though we haven't done much with her, I like Granny MacGannigan since we have in chat and all these things just been building her up in our minds at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then she immediately hits Tony twice.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, no, she's totally living up to all of the build-up.
All the build-up and the past relationship with Tony has not been fleshed out, but has been implied.
Heavily implied.
The implication is that she saw him for a scoundrel and a crook immediately, and was just like, nope.
It was just like, nope. And on the other hand, I'm also apparently the one who's supposed to keep you safe.
There was a foul smell in the air the day Tony moved into Romero. She knew immediately that the scoundrel had come.
That her family was no longer the only scoundrels in town.
Raised her hackles.
She immediately
No,
went into
I'm
training to
kidding.
become the smoothest one again.
The town's always had police. It's not a joke. This town's police are ridiculously corrupt.
That's
yeah,
right.
remember our friend Aiden?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
Too
not a
soon,
joke.
man. Too soon.
It was like
The,
five
the
of them.
cops of this town are absolutely scoundrels.
We should go out. We should go to Aiden's place and raid his stuff.
For sure.
I will say, speaking about expectations and all of the build-up there was about Granny MacGannigan, and turning to that, in regards to the NPCs that you dealt with in Chapter 5 and Chapter 6, especially during your escape, as it were, I had no expectations regarding which of the NPCs would survive that. It was all left up to basically you, the player characters, and who made it out of there alive with you.
Did you have any expectations on how many would survive it?
No, I had no idea.
We let Mr. Johnson die.
Yes, I did.
I didn't know who would be making it out of there alive.
Johnson could have followed us through those doors. He chose to just huddle up in the corner and die.
He
Totally.
failed a few, Jack.
Pretty badly from what I remember.
Anyone who ended up rolling ones, I just said, fucking... They just tapped out. Couldn't handle it.
Oh, can't handle it.
Nope.
Can't handle it.
Where the fuck is Knight?
Exactly.
I'm still staring at this map, just like, where could he have possibly gone?
And that's why I ended up getting confused to some extent about what skills they had, because, and it ended up being when I reviewed later, I saw Dr. Savage ended up having a lot of first aid. Like, when I made, like, their character sheets and shit, I just, generated shit. I had a lot of commonalities between them, given their backgrounds, but I was like, alright, I just gonna throw in a bunch of things, and I have some ideas for their personality quirks. I chose some things for them, and we'll see what happens. Not a single one of them might get away, in which case that's going to make their escape from this facility very interesting.
Because the ones that we brought with us didn't make it very interesting.
I still
spoke
can't
Nazi.
see Doc Savage in my head as anyone other than the Man of Bronze.
The Man of Bronze.